Right, guys, we almost to the end of this FIFA MA referees course. But before I give some closing remarks, I'd like to invite Mr. George Philip, representing the Ministry of Sports. Am I correct? So just give some closing remarks.
Mr. Santos, Mr. Stewart, Ms. Kellyanne, course participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Ministry of Sports, Fisheries, Cultural Arts, and Cooperatives, I stand here to speak not as the Minister, neither the Permanent Secretary, but to represent them, to say to you that the time that you would have spent here today and for the last 4 days should be considered as an opportunity extended to you so that you can further develop your skills, your tactical abilities, your football awareness. That should facilitate the game and make the game better worth viewing. We want to say thanks to those who came from overseas, or facilitators that spend those 5 days with you. I am sure that you are much better off now from your drills. I have seen some pictures on Facebook because Mr. Bido would have sent quite a lot, and I've been looking at them, and I believe that you would have done very well. And for being able to successfully complete this program, I want you to put your hands together for yourself. Grenada is much better off today because of you. That game that we love so much is much better off because of the knowledge you have gained and your willingness to go forth and to assist. Remember, referees facilitate the process and ensure that the game takes place in an environment that is conducive for fair play. So gentlemen and ladies alike, congratulations. And on behalf of the Ministry of Sports, we say thank you very much, Mr. Bido. Thank you, Mr. Richardson. Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you, overseas facilitators. And thank you, gentlemen, for being part of this program.
Thank you, Mr. George Philip. And we all know Mr. George Philip was a former FIFA referee or assistant referee? Referee. He's also a member of the GFA Referees Committee, and he's also one of our local assessors. Gentlemen, lady, we have been here for the past 5 days, and that was made possible through FIFA, who is our parent body, in terms of facilitating that MA course. It's a course that's been sponsored by FIFA every year for member association, in which we are part of. Added to that, we do our own local sessions, technical and both fitness. But I want to challenge each and every one of you that the information that was passed on to you for the last 5 days is not for you to keep in your bedroom or just keep it in your head. It's for you to share and explore on the field of play to make it better referees. This is just a start for most of you, for some of you who are here doing it for the first time. But you have to continue in that vein. Don't let after today, then you go back to your own self and say, I'm not training today or not reading my laws today. You have to continue to do that in order to progress to make it to the highest level. Because I think that is what all of us want to aspire to achieve, to reach at the highest level. And it is possible. We have a very good role model in the midst of all of us, Mr. Rian Radix. I mean, he's a typical example of what it takes you to be at the highest level. So I want to encourage each and every one of you. I also want to implore on the, being the chairman of the referees committee, to challenge Mr. Honest, Mr. Bido, to let us be more committed and dedicated to what we do for referees. And to you, the referees, you also have to show us that commitment and dedication that what we are doing is to assist you to reach at the highest level. We cannot get fit for you. You have to get fit for yourself. but we can provide you the tools and the avenues and the session that you need to take you to that level. From a committee standpoint, we're planning to put an elite referees panel group together to do some ongoing training session and development. This is very important for us, but not particularly for us, especially for Mr. Rian Radix. Because for Mr. Rian Radix to maintain at the highest level at that peak, we have to provide that avenue for him to be at that peak. So when he goes out there, he can continue to perform well at the highest level and make all of us feel proud. So we will be, and in the coming days, you'll be informed who are the persons that are going to be at that elite panel to take you there. There'll be a criteria for it, so we're not just going to put you there if you're not ready. So the committee will decide, along with the referees officer and the fitness instructor, to do that as we move along. Come next year, we're planning to also increase in terms of our local courses. So we're planning to do 2 local courses, one from CONCACAF and one from FIFA. So that will be 4 local courses come 2022. We also, endeavoring to get more persons on board in terms of refereeing, because as we all see, there are a number of games that GFA have to service, both male and female, from U10 up to senior. And the referees we have now is not sufficient to service all those games. So we're in dire need of referees. We still need more referees. Particularly, we need more females. It's just sad to see that we just have 1 female in the midst of all these men here. But added to our recent beginners course, we had about 10 females, which is a good prospect for us. But the next challenge with the 10 females that we have, about 8 of them are players. And that is the challenge we have with some of our referees. If you decide to referee, make up your mind to referee. If you still want to be a player, well, continue playing. But we want to avoid those conflicts in terms of moving forward. But we are looking for a lot more young referees to come on board to service our youth games. So that will be good practice for you moving forward. The funding is not a problem. Funding is available. Now we can also have our weekend courses. There's room upstairs for us to stay. So we may come in on a Friday and maybe go home on a Sunday afternoon. But we need to continue to do that in order to get our referees at that level. But you also have to put in the work. Sometimes I feel we get the commitment from referees, and sometimes I don't feel we get it. Is it that you really want to do? The next challenge that most of us have as referees, most of us have our personal jobs, and I know that is a challenge for a lot of us. So that is why we need more referees on board. Because if one referee cannot make it, then we have a large pool that we can move from. I also want to challenge each referee as we move forward to encourage or get another person who is interested in refereeing, so you can use it as a mentorship moving forward. That is very, very important for us. Because if they see you doing it, you can be an encouragement to them to get on board in that regard. We also will be calling on some of you, most of the senior referees, to assist us with our technical sessions in the various areas. St. George's alone cannot do it for all of us, so we'll split up like St. George's. We have quite a good group in St. David's now, St. Andrews, Victoria, and that side. So we'll appoint some of you guys to assist us in that regard in terms of putting a program together. Mr. Honest and Mr. Bida will put the program together so we can continue that ongoing training development on the field of play and in the classroom as we move along. But I must say thanks to Mr. Santos, Kelisha, Mr. Strout, and the local instructors for the past week. I wasn't here every day, but I've seen some of the photos, I've seen some of the comments, and I know it has been a successful week. So I want you to continue that vein, and hopefully come 2022, we can at least see 2 more officials from Grenada on the list. It's one of my dreams. Sometimes I feel it for Rian, sometimes he alone going out there representing Grenada. And when you look at most of the other Caribbean islands, they have a team of officials going out, working together. It's really a boost. It boosts you and it gives you that encouragement. So we can make it happen, and we have the quality here that can make it happen, but you have to put in the work, and we have the tools necessary to assist you in reaching that vein. So let me say hats off to everyone as we move forward. Our GFA domestic competition will be starting next weekend. There's a few youth games that we have to complete. So you'll be seeing some of you on the field of play, and come 2022 to continue with our session as we move along. I must say also, Mr. Imran George, who's come all the way from Carriacou, is one of our bright prospects. Um, Unfortunately, we couldn't come to Carriacou last year and this year due to the pandemic, but we're hoping to come to Carriacou next year and have at least 2 sessions and seeing that we can get more officials from Carriacou in our MA course come next year. So you can pass on that information, but you have some work to do in helping us identifying persons and bringing them up to speed in that regard. So, very good. I really, really appreciate that, but we don't want Carriacou to feel that they are left out. But we have to do all that we can to ensure that we get officials from Carriacou, and even vice versa, get officials from Grenada to go up to officiate in the local league, and also bring officials from Carriacou down to Grenada in our competitions so that they can get more match practice as we move along. So let me say on behalf of the Grenada Football Association, also the president is not here, he's on other business abroad with the Olympic Committee. Just want to wish everyone all the best. And please, ladies and gentlemen, continue to stay safe, continue to follow the protocols. We're living in a pandemic, but life has to go on. Things have been different, so let us do all our best we can to keep ourselves safe, our family safe, and our loved ones. So once again, thank you very much, and we'll continue to work together for the betterment of the game moving forward as an association. Thank you.
Mr. Javier Santos, FIFA development instructor. Ms. Kelisha Antoine, FIFA fitness instructor. Mr. Victor Stewart, FIFA technical instructor. Mr. Valman Bido, our local technical instructor. Local fitness instructor, Mr. Ernest Richardson, representative from the Ministry of Sports, our very own Brother George Philip, GFA staff, members from the media, and to you participants. I have a simple task, but a very paramount one, very important to say thank you. So I'll try and keep it simple in saying thanks. I want to take the opportunity to congratulate you, the participants, for your completion of a successful course. Your dedication, hard work towards your craft, hopefully will have you become better match officials. The GFA has received compliments and words of praise from the instructors, and we are delighted that we have the praises coming from such experienced and knowledgeable individuals. So on behalf of the entire referees committee, the Grenada Football Association, I express gratitude towards all present here and all who have been working diligently to ensure we had a successful course. Mr. Santos, Ms. Kelisha, Victor, Valman, Ernest, Brother George Philip, our Deputy Chairman of the Referees Committee, and the first Vice President of the Chairman of the GFA Committee, that's Alan James, and everyone who would have or contributed to the success of this course. We cannot forget our bus driver, that's Scotty. Yesterday, he had to travel early to bring participants through and from the course. So for that, we are very grateful. And of course, nourishment, so to the catering people, services for the delicious meals that they provided during the 5 days of the course. For that, we are grateful. And of course, the media personnels, the photographer for taking out wonderful photos that will last a lifetime and leave us with wonderful memories. And of course, my good friend at the back, thank you for the documentation. That's things we can always go back to and bring back good memories. So to all, thank you. And just to the participants, I really, really hope that we're not just going to take the knowledge and keep it. We really need you out on the field, imparting and being, applying the knowledge that you have acquired during the last 5 days. It's important that it does not stay here, but you take it out onto the field. That is where it all begins. That's where it starts. That's where it's going to end out there on the field. So don't be apprehensive. Go out there and get the job done. So thank you, and have a wonderful evening.